What is up? Happy Monday. Welcome back to another episode of More Money Mondays, where we start your week off right so you can win your Mondays, so that you can win your weeks. Because when you win your weeks, you win your months. And when you win your months, you win your life, y'all. I am back in LA. More Money Monday last week was out in Dakar, Senegal, where I was. But we are back at home base. So I'm very excited to bring you guys this episode of More Money Monday so we can talk about some of the things that I received messages on over the last week and things that I know you really need right now, because typically when I receive the message, I know it's time for me to share the message with somebody else as well. So we are live on YouTube, Instagram, and all the platforms. Hi, boo. Hey, y'all. So as you guys are coming in, comment more money in the chat. Comment more money in the chat so that I know you guys are locked in. YouTube, comment more money in the chat as you are coming in. It is More Money Monday, and I love doing these. I really do. You guys know I have my podcast, Get Elevated Podcast, and season 3 is going to be starting soon, but I'm going to start incorporating More Money Mondays into the podcast. Right now, these are just on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. But I'm going to make sure that these can be heard by listeners all over the country, all over the world, because Mondays are a challenge. And if we can support each other in getting that week started off with a little bit more energy, it can really change the way the rest of the week looks. So shout out to Get Elevated Podcast. If you haven't subscribed yet, definitely do. Season 3 is on the way. So what I want to talk to you guys about today is confidence. And I want to talk to you about confidence in that it is a process, because something we hear all the time is that, if you want to be more successful, if you want to have more of what you want, you need to be more confident, right? It feels like everyone's just pushing confidence down our throats a lot of the time. But here's the thing. I'm going to give you some grace, because one thing I want you to understand is that confidence is a process. Confidence isn't something that we have every single day. It isn't something that we wake up with automatically. It isn't something that stays consistently throughout the day. It's a process. I like to think of confidence as muscle building, right? In order for you, right? I got a little something going on, okay? I got a little something. But in order for you to really have muscles, right, you have to consistently work on it. You have to consistently flex. You have to consistently push. You have to consistently do the work. Being confident is about doing the work. And there are going to be days where you just don't feel it. There are going to be days where you question who you are. There are going to be days where you question what you do. But in those days, in those moments is when you need to do the work. That's when you need to go to the gym, right? That's when you need to get in the gym and you need to train yourself to say exactly the opposite thing. So let me give you the exercise that you need to do, right? When we want to get in shape, it's always the days that we really don't want to go to the gym, that we feel the best after when we go. It's always the days where we really don't want to stay committed, that we really need to stay committed. So the exercise that I like to do to help flex my confidence muscle, and the exercise that you all should do, is this. When that negative self-talk comes through, right? When you tell yourself, I can't do it. When you tell yourself, no one's going to like this video. When you tell yourself, I don't look good in this shirt or my makeup, or I don't like the way my eyebrow, whatever it is, right? This confidence exercise means you go and tell yourself the exact opposite thing. And you tell it to yourself at least 20 times. At least 20 times. Now, this is best done in a mirror. But if you're in a place where you are not in one, because this is the thing, for every negative thought, We have to give ourselves a positive thought at least 20 to 25 times to erase the negative one. So you've got to think about it this way. In order to build up your confidence, for every one time that you think something negatively about yourself, you have to tell yourself the opposite thing 20 to 25 times to remove that negative thought. And that's the confidence workout you have to give yourself, because it's a process. Just because we are building our confidence, just because I tell you, be confident in yourself, be confident in your business, doesn't mean you're going to be confident all the time. I'm not confident all the time, right? We all have, if we're being honest, we all have our moments where we don't have it all together. And this is why it's very important for you to recognize that what you see on social media is one piece of the puzzle. And I say this as someone with almost 500,000 followers on Instagram. I'm always very conscientious to make sure people see the full picture as best as possible, because it can be very easy to think that another person has all their confidence together, has their whole life together, because you're only seeing one thing. But I'm here to tell you, confidence is a process. And I'm working through it every day. So it's okay that you're working through it every day, but you have to make sure that you build the muscle. So as soon as you go to that place where you start telling yourself, I can't do something, or this isn't good for me, or maybe I'm just not meant for this business, or maybe no one's just gonna buy from me. As soon as you go to that place, you start working out. You start flexing the muscle, and you tell yourself the exact opposite. I am great at running this business. Customers do love to buy from me. Customers are going to refer my product. I have great ideas. And you tell yourself that at minimum 20 times. And you watch how your confidence changes every single day. Because it isn't about, I tell you guys this all the time, in order for you to be confident, you're not waiting for outside validation. You're giving that validation to yourself. Comment in the chat, I am already valid. Comment that in the chat. I am already valid. And I need you to know that these More Money Mondays carry me through the week just like they carry you through the week. Because I can show up to a Monday and feel like, you know what, this is not it. It's not it. It's not giving. I'm not here for it. And when I'm able to come and deliver a message to you, it's because I know it's also what I need to hear. Comment in the chat, I am already valid. Because you are already situated to give yourself the confidence that you need to go and excel, to go and function, to go and succeed at whatever it is you put your mind to. We often think that in order for us to be more confident in what we do and in what we have, that someone else has to come and validate us and tell us, oh, I love your product, or oh, I love this, or yeah, you do have a good business, or we have to have all these followers, or we have to have all these likes, we have to have all this additional. But remember, you gotta like you first. All those other likes are just extra. When you give yourself validation, the external validation is automatic. Nobody else can give you confidence. Nobody else can come and squeeze your confidence muscle until it finally grows. Nobody can do that. Nobody can come up to me and squeeze my little arms like this until a muscle comes. I have to every day go in and do the work. You have to every day go in and do the work, because the reality is this world, this society, this structure, social media, if anything, it's unfortunate, but it's breaking down confidence. It's not building it. It's breaking it down. So even when you see people with thousands and thousands of followers, millions and millions of followers, don't always assume that that's a direct connection to that person is more confident, or that person is living better or having better than I am. No, no, no. You've got to recognize they just might be at a certain process in their confidence building, because there isn't a finish line. It's a consistent effort that you have to make every day to show up and decide to believe in yourself rather than to put yourself down. And when we really think about that, why would we ever choose to do the opposite? Why would we ever choose to put ourselves down? But it's how easy it is for darkness to enter our mindset and to make us think that we are less than what we actually are. But you are so much more. You are so big. You are so great. And you are here one time. I want you guys to just try to wrap your mind around all of the specific actions, circumstances, choices, decisions, movements, people, all the very specific things that had to connect and align for you to be here right now. Just think about it. Think about how your parents met. Think about where they were when they met. Think about how their parents met. Think about what had to align and specifically take place for certain moves, decisions, thoughts, words to be spoken, to be said, for moves to be made in order for you to exist right now. How could you ever think that there is anything wrong with your existence, something that is so beautifully orchestrated? Your existence right now, your beliefs right now, your ideas right now, the things you're pushing for in your life right now, the destiny that you were born with right now has been deliberately and precisely orchestrated hundreds and hundreds of years before you even arrived. That is the true power of God, and that should also let you know the true purpose that you have here. So you knowing that you are a specific manifestation of years and years of decisions, movements, thoughts, ideas, circumstances, specific things that had to happen in order for you to be here right now, how could you ever think that you needed outside validation from anyone? Your existence validates you. Your existence lets you know that you're supposed to be here, right now, doing what you're doing, trying, aiming, going for it, being consistent, believing in yourself, because look at all the things that had to align to get you here right now. Somebody comment, I'm right on time. Comment in the chat, I am right on time. There can be no mistake when there is something that was orchestrated so strategically, so beautifully. So when I'm telling you that confidence is a process, I want you to make the choice to speak life into yourself. I want you to make the choice. As soon as that negative thought comes, you immediately replace it with 25 positive thoughts. Because I want you to think about the 2,500 years that had to align so specifically to bring you right here today in 2023, working on that business that you have right now. And with all of those things that had to align, how could you ever doubt for any one moment that you're good at or meant to do what you're currently pursuing? You are meant to do it because everything aligned for you to be here right now. And you know something that I heard over the weekend, and this always happens, right? I get a message. It's either I see a quote somewhere, or I hear a conversation, or I read a book, something happens. But I received a message that said, the worst thing that you could do is not become everything you could be. And I had to sit with that, because we've got to recognize that the price we pay for inaction really might not even be something that we see right now. It might not be something that we recognize right now, but the price we pay for inaction is something that we feel later. It's something that our legacy feels later. And so it said, the worst thing that you could do is not become everything that you could have been. Everything that you could have been, everything that you could be, the worst thing you could do is absolutely not try to go and become that. I want you to comment in the chat, why not? I want you to comment in the chat, why not, right? Instead of thinking about, well, why, is it gonna work? No, why would I not do it? Why would I not try? Why would I not put my first foot forward? Why would I not go after this business? Why would I not try everything to make it happen? Why would I not believe in myself 110%? Why would I not go after it? Why would I not? Why would I not? Why not? Why not? The worst thing we could do is not become everything we could have been. And see, we're all still fairly young, right? We're in our 20s, 30s, 40s. Maybe some of you are even in your 50s. So we're not quite at that reality of life really being over and thinking about all the things that we could have pursued had we just focused on building that muscle of confidence. We're not really quite there yet. But I feel as though that message came through so that I could make sure it came through to you all today to really remind you, why not? Why would you not give it your all? We know what it feels like to think negatively about ourselves. We know what it feels like to doubt our potential. We know what it feels like to be afraid. We know what it feels like to procrastinate. We know what it feels like to not go after it. So why would we not do the opposite? Why would we not do the opposite? We already know what that feels like. We know insecurity doesn't feel good. We know that fear and doubt have kept a lot of us in the same place for the last 5 years. I know some of you are looking around and have the same habits. You might have the same situation. You might have the same problems. You might have the same challenges. You might have the same fears, the same worries that you had 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. We already know what that is like. So why would we not do something different? Why would we not choose to ruthlessly go after everything that it is we want in life? And no, this doesn't mean doing crazy things, doing anything illegal. That's not what I'm saying. But to ruthlessly build confidence, to ruthlessly pursue your dreams and not allow anything to get in your way, because you remember and you know that you are a direct manifestation of years and years and years of circumstances, specific actions, movements, decisions that related and created where you are and what you are right now. In this very moment right now. You do not need to wait for any outside validation. Your existence validates you. The ideas that you have validate you. The fact that you are starting validates you. The fact that you are putting out an effort validates you. Now, what I want you to do is just get more consistent and more confident in that effort, because consistency is the cheat code to building a successful business and building the life you want. But consistency's cousin is confidence. You have to have the confidence. You have to continue building the muscle of confidence in order to consistently keep pursuing what you're doing. You have to tell yourself that you can do it in order to keep doing it. Because what we don't want to do is be consistently doing something that we don't even believe in. That's not going to grow the harvest. The seeds that you've been planting since 2020, since 2019, since however long, they're going to grow when you consistently and confidently believe that it is your time to harvest. Then you are going to see things sprouting from the ground. But if you're just continuing to water it halfway every so often, just to make sure the idea doesn't die, just to make sure that it's still kind of basically doing something, but you're not really confidently believing that what you are pouring in to this garden of yours, what you are pouring into this business, to this idea of yours, if you're not confidently believing that what you're doing is actually going to produce harvest, you will not harvest. But this is your season to reap. This is your season to finally get to see some results from the seeds that you planted all those years ago. This is your season to make it happen as long as you continually build your confidence and flex that muscle. Somebody comment, this is my season. This is your season to finally see that garden begin to bloom. Because you've probably been watering it before, but if you haven't been watering it with the confidence needed to really ensure that something happens underneath that soil, that's why you might be looking at the same buds you've been looking at for the last 3 years. But this is your season to finally see something sprout up as long as you continuously build that muscle of confidence. This is why I say confidence is a process. So on the days where you don't feel it, I don't want you to get down on yourself. What I want you to do instead is tell yourself 25 positive things, the complete opposite. Tell yourself that 25 times. Because for every negative thought, we have to replace it with at least 25 positive ones in order to ensure that we remove that, in order to ensure that it doesn't stay. That's what I want you to do. That's absolutely what I want you to do. So I want you guys to comment in the chat, what are some things that you feel unconfident in when it relates to your business? What are some things that you do not have all the confidence you would like to have when it relates to your business? We're going to do the work right now. I want you guys to comment this in the chat. I know for me, if I think about the things and the areas where I can lack confidence for my business, I can definitely say content creation. I think content can be the one for a lot of people because you've always got to be putting something out and you're not always sure how it's going to be received. I can definitely say content creation. That's probably my main one, honestly. So leaving my job, going live, going on camera, content creation. Yes, exactly. So what I want us to say is that I create great content. The ideas and visions that I share are loved and received by those who identify with me. And the reason I didn't say everybody, right? Because so much of the time we're focusing on being loved by everyone, on getting likes from everyone, and getting all these things from everyone. But something that I realized maybe a couple weeks ago, a month ago, is that we don't have to worry about being everyone's cup of tea. We just have to be the right people's cup of tea. The people who like our flavor, that's who we need to be liked by. You don't need to worry about your business becoming everyone's favorite. What you want to focus on, what you want to say your affirmations on, what you want to be confident in is I'm a great content creator. My ideas, my views, my values, they are loved and appreciated by those who relate to me, by those who can identify, by those who will support my business, by those who will then help me grow. That's who we need. I want you guys to read, I don't know if it's the name of the book, but the author, his name is Tim. Child, I gotta remember his last name. But his name is Tim, and I think it was in the book called 12-week year. 12-week year. And so something that he says, which I think is in that book, he says you really truly only need 1,000 true fans or 1,000 true customers. You do not have to worry about being for everyone. You have to worry about being for the right people as it relates to you. 1,000 true customers or 1,000 true fans, because at a 1,000 true fan customer base, you will have people who will come back, love you, buy from you, listen to you, support you at whatever price point your business is at. Aim to find your tribe. Aim to find your 1,000 people. Aim to validate yourself so that then you can receive additional valuation from the right people. Not everyone, but from the right people, from your people. So much of the time, our additional sense of insecurity and lack of confidence comes from us wanting to be received by people who we don't need to be received by. You are an apple. Go and find your apple lovers. And let the oranges be found by their orange lovers. And that's not to take anything away from the apple or the orange, but let each of them be loved by who they need to be loved by. You are already valid. You will just receive additional validation from those who already see the greatness that is in you. There is greatness in you. There is so much destiny in you. There is purpose in you. The idea that you have for that business, for that project, to start real estate, to invest, to build wealth, whatever it is, the ideas that you have, remember, those are a specific manifestation of years and years and years of experiences and decisions and moments that led to you being here right now. So don't ignore your ideas for fear of, are people going to like it? Validate yourself first. Build your confidence. Flex that muscle. It's a daily thing. Flex that muscle every single day. And remember, the worst thing that you could do is not become who you absolutely could have been. That's the worst thing we could do. So why not? Why not go after it? Why not give 1,000% every single day? Even if it doesn't make sense to anybody, the right people will find you. God is going to make sure of that. Okay? So I want you guys to comment the word legacy in the chat. I'm hosting my first ever conference this year. It's called the Legacy Builders Conference. It's in Atlanta on June 3rd and 4th. And I'm going to send you the link to the wait list. The early bird tickets will be dropping in just a few days. So comment legacy in the chat so I can send you the link to the wait list. I want to invite you guys. I'm so excited to host my first conference. We have over like 20 speakers. It's going to be amazing. But I want you guys to comment that in the chat. And I really want you to remember that you are legacy, right? You are a legacy of hundreds and hundreds of years, and you will go on to create legacy. Somebody 100 years from now from your bloodline is going to look back and thank you because you decided to make decisions. You decided to become everything that you could have been. You decided to build wealth that would last for them. And somebody down that legacy line of yours 100 years from now is going to remember exactly what you did starting today. Yes, it's going to be amazing. So I want you guys to comment legacy in the chat. I will send you guys a link to the wait list. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of More Money Monday. I love you guys, very proud of you guys, and I will see you next Monday.